Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of What's in Store. Today we have our Executive Director of Operations and our resident luxury expert, Nikki. Nikki, we've been on a lot of calls together, but I don't actually know how to pronounce your last name. I don't even want to try. Please tell us what it
It's all
is.
right. It's Degal.
What is that? What's the origin of that?
It's Belgian and French, from my understanding. And a lot of people usually say de Gaulle, like Charles de Gaulle, but not affiliated. It's Degal.
Well, I appreciate you talking to us today. And I think nowadays there's such a heavy emphasis on customer experience, but also in addition to that, providing this luxury experience as well. And so I think if you could go ahead and just tell us what the difference between a regular customer experience and a luxury customer experience is, I think that would be a good baseline.
Absolutely. I think there's a couple different layers, and one thing that stands out to me the most is actually some people tend to lump luxury, white glove, and concierge all in the same bucket, but they're actually quite different. I think white glove and concierge take special care, special attention. You feel like somebody's going above and beyond to help support you. Where luxury and just the experience in and of itself is supposed to be unique and extravagant in nature when you're buying luxury goods, and people expect their experience in customer service to be unique as well. Go ahead.
What about like hiring or training or soft skills? Do you think that there's a difference in the way that people are being integrated into the workforce in a luxury setting?
Yeah, I think a couple different things. I think when you're looking for the right candidate, one of the things that stands out to me the most is finding the right fit. And oftentimes people think that that's somebody who has an appreciation for luxury, but there's a very small group of individuals that actually experience luxury service because whether or not they can afford it or they saved up for it, it's not as tangible for a lot of our customer service experience that we have today. So I think it's important for individuals to have an appreciation for it. But most importantly, they have to have really good communication skills and be able to be polished, have some discipline, and I think be able to get creative in the moment and feel comfortable showing confidence when maybe they're not always comfortable that they know all the different answers that might be out there. And that really sets individuals apart.
I did do a little bit of background research before our talk, and I did see somewhere that they were saying that, in this luxury, and it was lumped in with white glove, like you were saying,
Mhm.
and all of that together, is the minute that you ask a question about a spec or an item differentiation and you don't have the answer and you don't give a good, confident answer, then the customer loses all, I guess, respect for you and doesn't really believe what's going to happen next because you don't sound like the expert in it.
I think that goes with most customer service experience. I think what's a little bit different with the experience for luxury is that the expectation itself of a customer. So if you buy a pair of sunglasses, for example, that is relatively inexpensive, your expectation of the kind of service that you might get or the experience you might get from those sunglasses matches maybe what you paid for it. That gets elevated. Let's say if you go buy prescription sunglasses, you're going to have different expectations of those sunglasses versus maybe the $5 pair that you know is just going to be a throwaway that you put in your car and potentially sit on it, right? Then your expectations when maybe you go buy a luxury pair of sunglasses is different. But one of the things that's, I think, unique about the experience is you paid more for it potentially. And your expectations is it's made with quality care, quality expectations, maybe handcrafted. There's a level of, I think, understanding that there shouldn't be anything that maybe goes wrong because you've gone above and beyond in what you've paid for that specific item. So I think that's where it can be a little bit tricky in customer service because nobody really calls because everything's going well. Something is either going wrong, a product has broken, or maybe that product is not functioning the way that you expect it to be functioning, or you're not able to do something. And that's why you've reached out to customer care. And I think that's where it can be a little bit tricky with luxury, and having the right individuals who can speak to the different products and make that customer feel like, we've got you, we're going to take care of that issue. It goes beyond that basic customer service because there is a little bit higher price point involved in it, and a higher expectation that that product is going to not fail you, or you're going to be able to get that product in your hands without there being a lot of barriers or friction in that process. So it just takes a certain level of comfort in what you communicate, and just making sure the customer feels like no matter what, they're going to leave that situation with you, helping them with whatever that need is.
Do
So it's
you
just taking
think
it to the next level.
Do you think that, when you think of luxury, you think of, the big names like the
Mhm,
Chanels, the Gucci's, the
mhm.
Tiffany's. Do you think that everyday retailers that maybe don't have that price point should be offering this level of luxury as well? Or do you think that there should be a certain price point attached to it?
I don't think there should be a certain price point attached to it per se. I do think that those higher end luxury retailers have gotten to where they are today because of brand loyalty. And a lot of that comes from their care and their customer service. A lot of those names have been around a very long time and have a reputation. That reputation circles around you taking care of their needs from start to finish. And I think that most customers' expectations fall into that same bucket nowadays. It doesn't matter if it's a luxury good or not. I do think, though, the type of circumstances that surround luxury are just slightly different. Again, just based on the type of products that you're dealing with. But I think any retailer could benefit from putting their customers' needs first with as little requirements on the customer side to make that happen. I think oftentimes with these luxury retailers, that customer experience feels a little bit less or a little bit more effortless. And I think when you maybe are just dealing with normal customer service components, it feels like it might require a little bit more on your part to get to a resolution. And I think that's what maybe should be differentiated with what we do in luxury versus just everyday customer care.
And I think you've touched on this a little bit, but just to expand just a little, why do you think it would benefit our retailers to partner with a company like t.tec or another BPO service provider that
Mhm.
actually understands the luxury space and not just a voice on the other end of the line providing customer
Absolutely.
service?
Yeah, I think one of the things that makes us unique is we have such a wide variety of different customer service that we provide today. So we do provide luxury service, we provide white glove and concierge, everyday run of the mill normal customer service. We also specialize in healthcare. I mean, you name it. We've been able to, really spend a good quality amount of time in those different respective areas. And I think knowing your customers and understanding some of the best practices that helps make that effortless is incredibly important. But at the end of the day, every single one of our clients has a unique set of things that they require for their business and their brand to really be represented in the way that they would like. And we come with that experience to say, we know luxury, but we also know that you're going to have different needs from one luxury retailer to the next. Or if you're in technology or whatever the case may be, whatever your business is, you're going to have a difference. And we're going to ask questions, and we're going to get to know your business, and we're going to be very passionate about what we bring. And I think that does make us a little unique because we have the experience to have those best practices, but we also have the experience to know that you're going to need something likely different from one person to the next or one client to the next.
Well, Nikki, thank you so much for coming here. I know that every time I have a question about how to go the extra mile and how to provide a luxury feel to everything that we're doing, I know that I come to you. And you always have so much wisdom, and I appreciate all of our talks.
Oh, thanks,
Um,
Erica.
so if anybody listening would like more information on t.tec, or how we can help with your luxury touch, or to talk to Nikki, please visit our website at ttec.com/retail, and we will talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.